Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading on Sunday, November 16, 2025 in the afternoon. It's a very sunny, breezy day here. I wanted to rake leaves, but it's not comfortable. The leaves are flying all over the place. So I'm back with another hopefully brief video. Thank you, everybody, for joining in the chat last night. It was nice and lively. I didn't read anything, but we were kind of reminiscing and talking about music and videos and movies, films from the past, and films that we've watched in the past that have a new meaning for us, and a whole bunch of other things. We have some new people join in as well. And we also discuss where each of us are in the universe, where we live, and if things are different in other locations. So feel free to listen in. It's just a little over 2 hours, and it should be available to view. During the chat, I guess it was towards the end, somebody called me a honey badger, and I thought, oh, that's so cute. But thank you, subscriber, for emailing me basically what a honey badger is. So a honey badger is a noble animal. They won't be intimidated. They're known to take on lions. There's nothing they back away from. Honey badgers are not to be challenged. Leave them alone and just respect them. The program is designed to break down the individual. You're too strong for them, one who won't go down easily without a fight. The kind of role model for our detached community. I've always felt, if you people want to make my life difficult and take all that I've worked hard for, you're going to have to kill me. And this is for educational purposes only for YouTube. He doesn't really mean that. Like life should not be endless fight and struggle at our age. But if that's what you want, bring it. It's one big giant game for them, extremely infantile game at that. Oh, look. We have the power to do to somebody. Isn't that fun for them? Well, actually, I enjoy games. I'm very good at them, especially ones with absolutely no rules. Not an intelligent idea to mess with random innocent people like they do. Don't want to go into the rest of it, though it becomes a war between good and evil, right and wrong, truth versus lies. A war perpetrated on our soil by our own government against their own citizens. It's no wonder people choose not to believe such things are allowed to happen. Well, thank you so much for that. That information about the honey badger and the war that we're experiencing here. So anyway, months ago, ChatGPT just sort of casually said, as I was talking, I was asking questions about something, and then Chat turns around and says, a person of interest, and then like a little smiley face like you. And I'm like, oh, like Chat has clearly isolated the fact that I am allegedly a person of interest. So today I was ruminating on that, like a person of interest. Okay, we're so interesting, right? So I asked ChatGPT, why would a person be labeled a person of interest? A person of interest, POI, is a broad non-legal label used by law enforcement, intelligence agencies, or security investigators when someone is connected to an investigation in some way, but not formally accused or charged with a crime. It does not mean guilt or wrongdoing. So here are some common reasons somebody might be labeled a person of interest. They were near an event that was being investigated. For instance, if you were nearby, present, seen on camera, logged by a license plate reader, passing through an area, traveling the same place and time, they may be labeled a person of interest simply because investigators want to know what they saw. And you see YouTube videos about this all the time, like somebody's walking home from enjoying a game of pinball, pinball or whatever, and they decided rather than take their vehicle, they're going to walk home, and then the police drag them, beat them up, because they won't identify themselves. Oh, yeah, so you're a person of interest, right? Person of interest. Number 2, they have information, but investigators just aren't sure yet. So it's like they start investigating you in your 40s, and then you're close to 70, and they're still investigating, but they're just not sure yet. So a POI may be someone who witnessed something. Like, who doesn't witness something? Who doesn't witness something in 50 or 60 years? Knows a key individual. Obviously, when we get to a certain point in life, we know a lot of key individuals. What is a key individual? Is this like a famous person? This is somebody that they're investigating, have investigated previously? I need to ask chat, what's a key individual? So, interacted with someone involved. Who knows, guys, Communicated with a suspect. Has relevant social, financial, or phone ties. So a POI may just mean being a potential witness. So their name may have come up during a broader investigation. Wait, I just skipped over. Wait. During a broader investigation. So someone might be labeled a POI if their name was mentioned in another interview. They appeared in surveillance data. Their phone number is in a contact list. That means, like, all of the people you know, right? Let's say your name is in their telephone. Or I have somebody's name in my phone that may have been investigated. So suddenly, I'm connected to that person just because somebody may have called me, left me a voice message, asked me a question, was a past client, was a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. It could have been a prank phone call, right? So the phone number's in a contact list. Their address connects to an investigation. I don't know, guys, were you investigating 52 Sutton Drive, Manalapan, New Jersey, at a home I lived in for 30 years as original owner? Has that investigation ended since I moved 6.5 years ago? Their social media intersects with a known target. Well, isn't that absurd? That's why I actually deleted probably 1,000 Facebook contacts, because I had so many connections with cat rescue people, animal rights people, astrologers, readers, and stuff like that. I don't have anything to do with them. We were just like all part of the same group back like 15 years ago. So I just deleted all these people. But yes, so if your social media intersects with a known target, and a POI might be labeled in an extremely general way. Like, let's say you match a general profile. So you drive the same vehicle type as someone, the same gender or age range. Like, if you've watched the YouTube videos about all these cop auditor videos, cops are absolutely absurd. They arrested this woman in her 40s who has grown children, and they were actually looking for somebody in their 20s who was of a different color. But they arrested the wrong person, wrong vehicle. She wasn't the same age. She wasn't the same height. She wasn't even the same color. This is how stupid these people are. They're just dumb ass. Just dumb. Okay, so if you're the same age range, same gender. Oh, like just this is a quickie. When I lived at 52 Sutton Drive, Manalapan, and I would drive around, the cops would constantly pull me over for stupid stuff. There was this one time I was en route to feeding the feral cat colony, and there's this weird intersection at the section of English Town after you get off of Main Street. There is no stop sign, But it's this crazy intersection where you have to stop. You have no choice because it's like a four-way. You have to stop. You have to see vehicles coming from, I don't know if it was a 7-Eleven or whatever it was called then, coming from the opposite direction, coming from the right, and there's no way to not stop. But there was no stop sign. So I got pulled over, and I had to go wait for I forget what they're called. I had to wait in a hallway indefinitely while they called everybody else. And I'm the last person there. I knock on the guy's door. I said, nobody's come to get me. Nobody's called my name. He says, well, I'm looking for a 50-year-old woman. I said, well, that's me. And he says, oh, well, you don't look that blah, 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 blah. And then he says, well, I'm going to make this really easy for you. Do you like ice cream? No, I'm kidding you not. This is the truth. I said, I do like ice cream. He says, well, how about I reduce, your traffic violation, whatever, by this. It's sort of like giving you ice cream. And I'm like looking at him like, this cannot be real. This is not really happening. I'm the last one they choose. They left me in the hallway. And now he's asking me if I like ice cream to reduce my alleged traffic violation because there was no stop sign there. But I had to stop to see the oncoming traffic from the left, in front of me, and to the right. So Englishtown needs to put a four-way stop sign there or a three-way stop sign there. But anyway, yes, this is how they grab people in New Jersey for traffic violations. So, yes, so if you have a similar travel pattern as somebody, so you got to have the same vehicle type, same gender, age range, similar appearance, similar travel pattern, like, if they saw a dark SUV leaving the scene, well, that could be any number of people with dark SUVs, but this could cause you to be a person of interest. You might have been complained about falsely. A single complaint can trigger a POI designation, even if it's exaggerated, mistaken, malicious, retaliatory. The label can persist until investigators clear the situation. And of course, all these alleged investigators, like the corrupt sheriff's department here in Jackson County, Kentucky, that are still investigating the skinned, stuffed animal in my mailbox and on my driveway a year ago. They're still under investigation. I'm not under investigation. You should go look at the sorry butt neighbors here, the perpetrators of crime. But no, he can't do that because he's related, intimately related to all the perpetrators around here. Yeah, so if you were complained about even falsely, you can then become a person of interest because somebody's envious and jealous and greedy. They interact with somebody already under investigation. Like, how would you know? Let's say you're in a work situation. You don't know everything about your coworkers, but you may be working with somebody who is under investigation. So because you're working with somebody who is being investigated, you are loosely tied to that individual. And what about the people that you dated? We're not even going to go there because who knows? I'm in my 60s. Have I dated in my lifetime? Of course. I've dated probably more than most of the people on this list. There was somebody who's 27 years old in the chat last night. And we were talking about these old-time movies and musical groups, and the person she says, I'm 27, and it's like, oh, you poor thing, like, you miss all the good music, you miss all the good films, So so somebody you dated, you were neighbors with, you made a purchase from, you communicated with. Now, I think I've mentioned this before. I had my own staffing business, and I staffed literally people from programmers, data analysts, and stuff like that. And many of them came from India. Many of them. And I would speak to them over the phone, and they were here on, those H-1B visas and stuff. So who knows how many people I have spoken to who were job searching. Do I know their backgrounds? The only backgrounds I know about them is their work history. I don't investigate anything about them until they're hired, and then I'm not hiring them. The company is hiring them and doing a background check, not me. So yes, so it could be someone who is the subject of scrutiny. But how would you know that? That could be anybody. Do you ever hear the term, the 6 degrees of separation? Where literally you are 6 people apart from being related to someone somehow through a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, through a relative of a friend of a friend, a relative of relative, etc. So this is so ridiculous. So if you communicated with someone who is a subject of scrutiny, you too could be a person of interest under investigation. And this is how they load up the terrorist screening database. Number 7, they were identified through automated systems. Algorithms and databases sometimes flag travel patterns, online activity, financial transactions, keyword triggers, unusual patterns, even innocent ones. And these flags can cause a temporary person of interest status. Now, here's an important clarification. This is what a person of interest is not. A person of interest is not a suspect. A person of interest is not a criminal. It is not someone officially accused. It is not somebody who has broken any law. It often means, quote, we just need more information, unquote. And that could take years and years and years because you never get off that watch list. Even when you pass away, you're still there because they're still investigating you after you pass away. So I hope you enjoyed that information. I thought that would be interesting to hear about what a person of interest is, how you may be labeled as a person of interest. I'm going to have another video because I've got another cute thumbnail for you guys about how somebody can find out that they're being labeled and what can be done to clear a name and how it is abused in communities with jealous people and in real estate mobbing. That will be my upcoming video. Please leave a comment down below. Hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel grow, get the message out there. And I will talk to you guys soon.